Hey guys, what's going on? Tool Cruise here with. We're here cycling along the Nagoya, the Kanare River, here in our area in Nagoya, Japan. We're both on our mountain bikes. Chuan's on her Ku-chan,
Yeah.
and I'm with Midori-chan. And it's a beautiful day searching for some Sakura, for some cherry blossoms. As you can see, most of the trees here are still pretty barren, but there are some cherry blossom trees starting to bloom, and we're going to be cycling on this path. So here we go, starting with our ride. There's a nice little walking, cycling path along this river, and this is actually part of my daily commute. So if you're new to the channel, my name's Cruz, and I am a daily bike commuter living and working here in Japan. Here we go, this tree is starting to look pretty nice. We got some of the cherry blossoms blooming here. And pretty soon this path is just going to be covered with these trees in full bloom, and it's going to look really, really nice. So I'll definitely be making a follow-up video in another week or so once the rest of the cherry blossoms are in full bloom. But yeah, this path is part of my daily commute, and I've been doing this commute for over a year now. So if you're interested in seeing some other videos in this area in other seasons like the fall and so on, I've made a whole playlist here on my commute videos here in Japan, so you can check that out. Always got to be careful when you cross the street. That blue sign we just passed on the side that showed the pedestrian and the bicycle means that this path can be used by both pedestrians and by cyclists, but you got to make sure that you're going at a reasonable pace and going fairly slow. You always got to give right away to the pedestrians. I actually normally ride over on the road over there because it's a bit smoother. You can see this path has quite a few bumps from the trees that are nearby, and the trees get pretty low, so you got to be careful with your head if you're a taller rider like us. And today's ride is also a little bit later than my normal commute. We don't have work today. We've got a nice vacation. So my work, we have a system called Daikyu, which means if you work on the weekend, you can trade one of your weekday shifts to the weekend shift that you work, so you can get a weekday off. And so we get to experience what it's like here in Japan on a normal weekday when people are stuck at work. It's a little bit later than my normal commute, so it's a different crowd than who I normally see. Hungry pigeons. Always got to be careful. Don't know which way people are going to go. So one of the things I'm really looking forward to now is the weather is starting to get a bit warmer. It's a little cold today still. It's pretty windy. It's mostly cold because of the wind. So yeah, the warmer weather and the flowers starting to bloom. It's almost perfect weather for riding here in Japan right now. Not too hot, not too cold, just nice and comfortable. And another reason I don't normally ride on these passes, you can see it's a bit more crowded. Sumimasen. And one of the goals on today's ride is we're actually searching for the areas where the cherry blossom trees are in full bloom or near full bloom, so that Chun-chan can film some more walking videos. So Chun-chan's actually started a new walking channel where she films some videos where she walks around some nice areas and shows some interesting places here in Japan. And now that we're pretty close to the cherry blossom season, she's searching for some cherry blossom locations to film some of those videos. So if you're interested in seeing some more videos of the cherry blossoms and beautiful nature here in Japan, go check out her new walking channel. I'll link it up above. She's actually got her walking shoes in her backpack, and that's so if she walks in her cycling shoes, it's a little bit loud, so she walks with her normal walking tennis shoes so that the audio is nice and clean for the walking videos. Oh, looks like we're not the only ones biking today. Yeah, the path is nice and all, but a little bit narrow, and if people go side by side, it's not enough for people to go both ways. Lots of people out today. It's crazy to think that when you're stuck at work every day in the office and the weather's nice outside, it's hard to imagine that there's this world still going on outside where there's people outside enjoying the nice weather, not stuck in the office. Good old days. But it's very cool to see a lot of people out being active, enjoying the nice weather as it starts to get warmer. We have been getting a lot of questions on the channel with our well-being. Is Japan safe? Are we safe with the whole virus situation? And Japan actually doesn't have that many cases, so it's one of the least affected countries right now, and things are pretty well under control here. I was actually expecting the virus situation to spread a little bit more in Japan, but things have been relatively normal here. Nothing's really shut down. All businesses are still open like normal, and that situation may change pretty soon. We don't know. It's still a little bit scary. The Olympics were recently, I think just yesterday, announced that they were going to be postponed to next year, so there are some really big effects that are happening. But as far as daily life in Japan goes right now, there's really no changes for us. People are being way more precautious, and a lot more people are wearing masks. There's a lot more sanitizer being placed around, and things are being cleaned more frequently, but there hasn't been that big of an increase in cases, at least so far, but this might be changing sometime soon. And anyway, I'll leave that. I'll stop there for the talk of the virus in today's video, and maybe we'll make a dedicated video for that in the near future if things change. But for now, we're safe, and we're taking the regular precautions. We're avoiding people where we can, and this is about as close as we're getting to contact with people, but I think this kind of activity should be relatively safe. Got a plane flying by right here. There's actually two main airports near the Nagoya area, the main international airport to the south, and then a smaller, more local airport to the north of the city. So that one's going over there. This is Chun-chan's mask.
Yeah.
Oh, 見えない。
コロナ怖い。
Nice view of the river here. And this one's actually named the cycling road, so the Kanaregawa Cycling Road. So this part, there's a few less walkers. The path gets a little bit wider. And we got some sakura blooming over here as well. This is going to be really beautiful in another week or so. So one of the nice things about this part of the path is it gets a little bit wider. You can see a lot more, but as you can see, there's a lot less trees. So there's really no cherry blossom sakura trees around here, unfortunately. And it's also gotten a lot windier as we have less protection from the wind. But there's some other cool things around this area as well, and we're coming across some of those places right now. For example, some of the wider areas here along the rivers is where they have a lot of different parks and facilities for like sports and stuff. So Here we've got a sandy area that's often used for either like baseball or soccer practice. Baseball super popular in Japan, but soccer is also growing in popularity. Miki. We're gonna go down the dirt path. Here we go. So every day when I'm heading home from work, there's some kids here either playing baseball or playing soccer in these practice fields they got here. Miki. And unfortunately, there's not much else that's really interesting along this path right now at this season for me to show you guys. So we're gonna stop this ride here. I think Toon-chan and I are also gonna ride into the city a little bit and try and find some more Sakura spots. So if you're interested in watching some of her cherry blossom walking videos, be sure to go check out her channel.
Please watch my channel.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
We'll see you next time here on Tula Cruise.
Bye bye.